It can be tricky buying a whiskey lover a gift, so as a whiskey lover myself, I thought I'd put together a short list of different gift suggestions that you can get people for birthdays, Christmas, a few moments later, baby showers, new jobs, new house, new shoes, celebrating new whiskey purchases, any celebration. So welcome back to Jeff Whisky. I'm Jeff, talking about whiskey. Let's crack on. Jeff Whisky. So starting with the obvious, a bottle of whiskey. Now if you know their favourite or if they have a wish list, happy days. However, often it's not that simple and you could find yourself panicking and grabbing any bottle that you find. So if you find yourself unsure, maybe try some of these other suggestions instead. But if you can get your hands on a bottle of Kilkerran, you can't go wrong. Glasses. Not these ones, of course the ones that you see in a whiskey drinker's hand all the time. That glass could be a Glencairn, a crystal cut Glencairn that's a bit more fancy, a nice tumbler, which is perfect if the gift drinker uses ice in their whiskey or is a fan of cocktails. However, if you want to go down this route, I would suggest either getting something a bit different than the standard Glencairn or standard tumbler, like a nice fancy looking etched thing, or get the glass engraved with their name, nickname, something meaningful to them. I managed to get a few glasses with Jeff Whisky, not the logo, just the writing on it, quite cheap last year, so keep an eye out for any sales. Granted, if they're anything like me, they may be a bit overrun with glasses, which brings me to my next one, merch. So I'm sure most whiskey fans have a favourite distillery or a distillery that means something to them. You can grab them a glass from that or get them something non-whiskey related like a coaster, a scarf, a hat, or something that they can show off their favourite distillery with. Or if they're like me and they watch whiskey channels on YouTube, get them some merch. This can be t-shirts, whiskey coins, hats, hip flasks, pictures, posters. There's so much out there. Books. Who doesn't love getting a nice book? And there are plenty of whiskey books to choose from. My suggestion would be the Malt Whiskey Yearbook. It's brilliant, full of facts, especially if you're new to whiskey or if you want to brush up on your knowledge, it's great. There's also Ralphie's books, a brilliant whiskey book by Lou Bryson. There's so many and often can be found at really good prices. Chockisky. So I rave about these and I'm not much of a chocolate fan, but these aren't your standard chocolate liqueurs or whiskey flavoured chocolate. These chocolate discs have been made to pair with whiskey. They really do taste amazing. I find they're brilliant when you're on a tasting and they're like a little refresher between samples. I thoroughly recommend the Campbelltown one. It is absolutely delicious and frankly they last forever because they're little discs. Chivas Regal blending set. I got this last year and it really was quite a lot of fun. It's got the Chivas Regal 12 blend in there as well as different flavours that supposedly make up that blend, and it provided a good few hours of entertainment, so if you want to get rid of someone for a couple hours on Christmas Day, this is worth it. Also, the creamy flavour you get in the set is just fantastic. There are other suggestions which are worth looking into. For instance, this was an aging barrel where I was able to age new make spirit as well as add port and wines into it to then season and flavour whiskies, which gave me a good year-long experiment. Also, just more out there interesting whiskey gifts, I've got a really good whiskey tea towel which has a list of distilleries on it, or these collection of whiskey branded cars. But at the end of the day, everyone has unique tastes, and you know the person a lot more than I do. However, the one bonus tip I would give is don't buy whiskey stones. I say that as a man who has about 15 in his freezer, and they don't really work in chilling down a whiskey. But at the end of the day, to just be given a whiskey gift shows that they care, and it's the most important thing. And if you're a whiskey drinker yourself, and you like the idea of some of these suggestions, you can always send this video with a time step to a loved one as a very subtle hint. That's all for jolly old Jeff. Cheers. This is empty. Didn't think that through.